Kia ora e te whānau. Welcome to this episode of Light Lunch. My name is Hannah, your host for today. I'm Projects Lead at the Institute. We are not joined by our usual lovely Chloe, Regional Events Lead. She has gone on maternity leave, so we all wish her the best for the next year. And with that, I will let Olly and Mark introduce themselves. Olly, over to you.
Hi everyone, I'm Olly Steele. I'm a planning and project control specialist based in Auckland, working for the Building Intelligence Group.
Hi everyone, Mark Iremonger, Head Quantity Surveyor here at Summerset. We're one of the largest retirement village developers in New Zealand right now. I've been with the business here for 10 years. We've got a construction business unit of 200 employees, 34 quantity surveyors that I head along with the commercial manager. Thanks, Hannah.
Great, thank you. So we've got Olly based in Auckland with a beautiful view out the back there. I've asked him and it is not fake. So lovely day up there. And then Mark, we had to put his blinds down, but in Wellington, as am I, and it is a fairly nice day. So the way things roll around here is that we have part one to talk about the issues we're facing within the construction industry. And then part two, we will ask Olly and Mark a couple of questions about what they're doing at the moment. So I'm going to kick off with you, Olly. What is keeping you up at night?
Well, there's quite a few things. It's pretty challenging out there at the moment, but not challenges that we can't overcome, obviously. But the things I think that face the industry at the moment, we're facing a potential skill shortage. There's a lot of migration from New Zealand at the moment. And with that as well, we're getting some cost escalations in terms of materials. There's cost of living that's going up and just general inflation that's causing problems in terms of how we deliver our projects. And tying into all of that as well, there's how do we make these things sustainable? You know, we've got these challenges on the horizon. There's lots and lots of issues that we're going to have to tackle. But at the same time, we've got to make sure that the way we're building stuff is sustainable and environmentally responsible. We don't want to be going for cheap, unsuitable materials. We don't want to be going for the wrong skills and wrong labour. You know, we've got to find the right balance between, you know, what we have available and the quality of what we can deliver. So those things I think are big challenges at the moment.
I couldn't agree more. Mark, do you have a similar view?
Yeah, sure do. So I guess what's keeping me awake right now is that sense of responsibility. A lot of those items that Olly spoke to just now, sort of mirror through our business as well. So 12 months ago, through our supply chain right through New Zealand, we're building through Christchurch through to Whangarei, we're building 700 units per year, delivering in the regions across quite a broad spectrum of markets. It was quite challenging going through what were quite buoyant times, getting really good supply chain engagement through all of our builds across all those regions. That swung in the last 12 months to what's a sense of responsibility from me and my team in the business as a large developer to ensuring we don't encourage a race to the bottom. Some of the market prices that we've seen come in are very competitive. So you could say as a business that's attractive, which it is, countering sort of quite large cost increases that we've all seen over the last 5 years, really. So we do have a responsibility to our business, to our residents and our shareholders to deliver good value. Yes, absolutely. And to build for a competitive build rate. We don't want to encourage that race to the bottom. So for us, that means ensuring that we engage with good contractors.
Yep.
They are providing very competitive prices, as I've said, ensuring that their scope is fully covered and ensuring that we do as much as we can to check in with their business around the sustainability of their pricing. It's not of interest to us to engage in a contractor that may not make it through the duration of the project. There's only so much we can do around financials, of course, but and some of which is out of their control. They may be taken out by a larger contractor that fails and what's going to be pretty tight times for the next few years. So that really is a responsibility for commercial people like myself and others, just to ensure that we do the right thing by our business, but by the contractors as well. So
Yeah.
we self-perform all of our builds, so a little different to some of our other competitors who contract out to group home builders and larger contractors. So we self-perform all of our portfolio, which is 500 million per annum, so quite a large portfolio, quite a large business operation or construction business operation that runs. So yeah, but yeah, we're like Ollie, we're up for the challenge, and we've got the right people, and we have the right ethics, we have the right discussions as a business and as a commercial team here at Summerset. So all aligned and want to be that contractor of choice, good to work for and good to work with. So with that comes that responsibility. So yeah, that keeps us honest, and yeah, at times does keep us awake. Sometimes just that balance of commercial drive that is balanced against sustainability.
Yeah, thanks, Mark. And I appreciate within that, what keeps you up at night, you also provided some inputs into what you guys are doing to combat that, because I know our viewers will find that very useful, because, you know, there are issues, but we need solutions at the moment. So moving on to you, Ollie, is there another thing keeping you up at night? I hope not, but I'd say there is.
No, there isn't, but I think Mark's comments about the race to the bottom are quite insightful. I think, yeah, we do not want to be racing to the bottom. One of the areas that I specialise in is planning and scheduling. And I think one of the ways we can sort of mitigate these rising costs of projects is to make sure that our planning and our processes are running more efficiently, and we have better insights to how our projects are being delivered. I'm a big believer in the power of digital construction and digital data, and how we can use that data to deliver projects more efficiently. Delivering efficiently doesn't mean compromising on quality. It's just about having those insights and that visibility to make sure that your projects are running as best as they possibly can be, using the resources and materials that you have available. So, and that's certainly something I strive for in my work. I like to provide planning and controls advice to my clients and help them find ways where they can save money without actually having to save on quality.
Which I imagine means for a strong start, you know.
Absolutely, absolutely. The more you can invest upfront in a project in terms of your planning and your visibility and your systems and tools, the more likely you are to deliver on time and on budget, which is what project controls is all about.
Yeah, and I imagine they'll be coming back again if it all went as smoothly as it going.
Yeah.
And Mark, do you have anything else that's keeping you up at night?
No, sleeping pretty soundly, which is good. But yeah, certainly that planning piece that Ollie talked about there, we have within our business unit, 200 strong, we have a lot of good expertise just around construction planning, which is good. Certainly as a commercial team, we rely on that, and we deliver with certainty, which is good. So when we're planning around preliminary general costs and the like, and committing to contracts, we know that we can deliver on our programs. We are well managed, well planned. So that's all part of being good, of that part of that good to work for and good to work with piece for us as well. So certainly planning is big for us alongside of our commercials. So,
yeah, that certainty is key there. The more confidence you have in your delivery at the start, the better your processes and your delivery is going to be.
Oh, well, thanks, Ollie and Mark. I feel like that was a positive spin on some, pretty dire issues that the construction industry is facing at the moment. So let's move over to something a little lighter and to get to know the both of you. I'll start with you, Mark. What is something you are reading, listening to, or watching currently?
Well, what I'm watching is Tour de France, really enjoying. I'm a pretty keen cyclist from a few years ago. So yeah, Tour de France is pretty good for a number of reasons. Good sport, of which there's a lot coming out of that side of the world at the moment. Good sporting activity. So yeah, Tour de France is what I'm watching. It's proven to be pretty good. The scenery is pretty spectacular, and really good sporting events. So yeah.
Very cool. And Ollie?
Well, I'm reading a couple of books at the moment, although I will say, Mark, I'm going to be
Same time.
two books. Well, one's fiction, one's more sort of work related. So I'm reading a good series called The Dispatcher by John Scalzi. I'm finding it really interesting because it has a very unusual conceit at the center of the book. And the idea is that if people are deliberately killed, they come back to life in a place where they feel safe. And it's about this guy whose role it is as a dispatcher to try and help people in their lives. And the book's really, really good because it sort of deals with the ethical and sort of practical implications of that. So I'm finding it a really fascinating read.
Yeah.
The other book I'm reading is called Rework, and that's more of a sort of business focused book by a company called 37 Signals. I've been a big fan of their software for quite a few years, and I like their approach to things. They very much practice the mantra of less is more. You know, they don't want their software to have bloated features and things that are unnecessary. It's about using what you have and getting the job done in an efficient, optimized way without any of the sort of overheads and baggage you get in quite a lot of businesses. You know, a lot of businesses, as they get bigger, they take on more and more bureaucracy as well. And I think sometimes that can stand in the way of how you deliver things. So I'm enjoying that book. It sort of validates some of my own thinking on things.
Oh, that's great. We'll make sure that the viewers get the name of that. We'll go back to you, Mark. What is something that you do for yourself to help with your well-being?
Yeah, thanks, Hannah. Yeah, it probably ties into what I'm watching, Tour de France. So I'm pretty keen cyclist, like I mentioned, and do a fair bit of exercise generally, actually. So I find that to be a really good foil around what we all find to be, or certainly commercial people, and all in the industry, I think, quite a heavy workload at times, and can be a stressful industry. As much as I enjoy the challenge, yeah, it can create some pinch points there in workload. So I found exercise to be a really good foil. Helps to clear the heads. I use it for my commute here. I live reasonably close to the office here in Wellington, so it's an easy run or a ride if I am, which I can extend through summer for a bit of bike training. So yeah, that really helps to around that well-being and balance, Hannah. So yeah, and I think nowadays with good end-of-trip facilities available in buildings and e-bikes, I think even if it's not completely under your own power, I think even an e-bike, can help, and people use them, find them to be quite helpful around well-being. Yeah, so that's what I do around well-being. Yeah, and it really does help. So puts me back in balance. So I know
any movement is good movement. So
yep.
I think, when you can, you should. And how about you, Ollie?
Well, similar to Mark, I think exercise is a really important thing to do for your own mental health and well-being. So I go to the gym a couple of times a week. I like go hiking at the weekend. There's some beautiful places around Auckland, so it's a really great thing to do. I do cycle occasionally, but it is an e-bike, Mark, so it's not all under my own steam. But I do enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just good fun being out there. Just being outside, I think it's great for your well-being.
Yeah, good.
And Ollie, I would love to hear what your motto in life is.
Well, my motto is very simple. It's be kind. It's a challenging world out there. You don't always know what people are going through, so just approach everything with kindness, and hopefully you'll do right.
Yeah, it's not hard to be a kind person. I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more. And Mark?
Yeah, my motto is make it happen. So that's driven by hearing some discussion, even if it's in your own head around, talking through it. But there's one thing talking about, thinking about it, but it's actually making it happen. So I quite like that. I've seen a lot of been around a lot of good people that have made it happen. I've seen them make it happen. So that's what drives me as my motto. Yeah. Make it happen.
Well, I think if we merged both, be kind and make it happen, it sounds like the winning ticket to me.
Absolutely, I might embrace that one.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fourth and final question, I'll start with you, Mark. What is a piece of advice for the next generation?
Well, it's the same as my motto, actually. Yeah, and got a couple of boys at home, 2 sons, and there's sometimes a bit of banter around stuff, and going to do this, going to do that, which is great, and they generally do. But I see that's good. But what are we going to do to make it happen? So yeah, that's my advice for next generation. Yeah, make it happen, because there's lots of opportunity out there. It may feel like it's a bit subdued at the moment, the level of opportunity, but it's definitely there, right? So yeah, make it happen.
Get involved.
Get involved and make it happen. Yeah.
And Ollie?
I've got two bits of advice I'd pass on to people. The first is to embrace technology. You know, our industry is changing rapidly. Digital construction is getting bigger and bigger. The amount of tools that are out there that can help us deliver our projects is growing and changing all the time. So if you can embrace technology and stay on top of current trends, you should do well in your career. The other one is to just stay curious and adaptable. You know, take pride in what you do. My career definitely didn't go in the direction I expected it to, but I'm very happy with where I'm at. And I think a lot of that comes down to my curiosity and my willingness to explore new avenues and new opportunities. So if you can embrace that early on in your career, hopefully you'll be able to find something that really sparks your interest and you'll be passionate about it.
Yeah. Thank you, Ollie and Mark, so much. I feel like this has been a really positive, glass half full chat. And hopefully those younger listeners today feel inspired. We spoke briefly before coming on live about that, you know, this is a particularly interesting industry, because there are many ways in which you can go and lots of opportunity. So get out, make it happen, and be kind. So yeah, thank you for joining, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. And yeah, ka kite anō.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hannah. Thanks, everyone.